Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and the gorgeous Carla asked me if I would make her a little gift box which would be about 3 inches tall by 2¼ inches wide, like an Easter carton, but she wants it for 2 Kinder eggs, and I bought a box of 3 yesterday, so I'm going to do it to Carla's measurements. Our Kinder eggs are a little bit smaller because theirs are slightly bigger because they've got the chocolate one side and the toy the other for some reason, but ours are just like chocolate and the toys inside. And our Kinder eggs are 1 7/8 by 2½, and Carla gave me the measurements of her Kinder eggs, but my 2 Kinder eggs fit in the box as well. I've done it in with the, but I've stuck this little birdie on the front, and I may find a little stamp saying Happy Easter because they're Easter presents, and that's what she wants them for. So you know me, I've oh, where's my paper gone? I will sit there with paper and I will just work it out, and then on the other side as well, work it out. And then I've got my little template. I screwed it up and threw it in the bin, but I'm going to need it in a minute because when we do some folding and scoring, and I'm sorry if you're in the USA, you will need a 1.5 sheets of cardstock, whereas this is what I've got left from 1 sheet of A4 here. If you put it in your trimmer first and cut 5 inches on the long side, and then turn it and cut 6½, you'll get that piece. And then if you go in at 6½, and that's the piece you cut off from your 6½. And if you go in at 6½ and leave it at 8¼ that's the piece you're left with. So I'll put that in my scraps bin and I'll put that in the bin. So you can do it with 1 sheet of cardstock. Now this time around I chose to use the Bonanza Buddies Designer Series paper. So you're going to need 2 one size, 1 another size, and 2 another size, unless you actually want to decorate the bottom. That's entirely up to you. So these are my little templates, and this is what you're going to look, what it's going to look like. There's the 6½ by 5, and that is the 6½ by 8¼ So 5. See, you're going to be left, you're going to need 1/2 inch because 6 and 5 is 11. Unless you do with the piece that's cut off that I've just thrown in the bin. If you want to do it to 6 and then do yourself a gusset of that gap, which is 3 inches by 1, and then score it in the middle, you can attach it there, and then the other end will attach to there when we come to do that bit. That goes that way actually. I've just turned this the wrong way around. So you can still get out 1 sheet of A4 if you want. So let me just, these are just score lines. And that's your score line. So instead of that being there, you'll have it attached there and coming up there. Well, yeah, because you need 2 of them. Or you could attach it that end, but this is basically the shapes that you want. This is my prototype. I put it together with temporary adhesive. Yeah, this flap here without the flap missing has got to be on the same side as this one because this is going to be your lid. So it is the right way around after all. So I attached it and made my box with temporary adhesive, as you can see. And then temporary adhesive it all down, so you can see why I need that flap at there, because that gets tucked in there. But I will sit and work stuff out for you if anyone else wants anything doing. So let me take this apart again. So these are the shapes we're going to need, and these are all my measurements I worked out, but I will show you them now in my book. And there they are. So don't worry about this yet, we'll do that together in a minute. So you want 1 at 6½ by 5, 1 at 6½ by 8¼ and you need a piece of paper that is cardstock, which is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. I've got to cut that yet, so let me see what I've got in my scraps. I just used a plain piece of white. Let me see if this is wide enough, because once you open this beautiful little box, my 2 little Kinder eggs are sitting in a little tray with circles in to stop them from thrashing around, and they fit in there gorgeous. And not only that, you'll be able to use this for candles and all sorts. Little oh yes, 3 1/4. I think this is perfect. I need to cut it down a little bit, so the trimmer's coming out. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Scraps bin. And these are our DSP pieces, which you're going to need 2 at 2 1/8 by 2 7/8, 2 at 3 5/8 by 2 7/8, and 1 at 2 1/8 by 3 5/8. So up with the score board. What a cute little, neat little box as well. So this piece is the one I've just cut. You are just going to simply score this at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. And then what we're going to do, what I did was, from the score line, because this gap is 3 3/4, and I want to roughly in the middle, so I'm not being too precise. What's that? 3 1/4. So if we fold those sides in, so that's 2 1/4. So you want about 1 1/8. So if I aim for there and there, and then I come in, so 1 1/2 is 3, and 1 7/8 is 3 3/4. So that's the center. Now I want to find the center from that point to that point. So I'm just literally taking it 1 notch past the 1 inch. So it's 15/16 of an inch. And again, I'm popping it in there, and again there again, which is 1 7/8. So 15/16. Seems a bit precise, but it's just from where I'm going to cut those holes. Now my my 1 3/4 inch circle punch is broken. I can't use it, so I had to use the 1 1/2. So just pop it in. Make sure your distance is either side. Check on there and roughly keep it in the middle. That dot is in the middle, and punch, and then do the same on the other side. There we go, and that's where your 2 little eggs, I've only got 1 left, so I'll pinch 1 out the other box. So they will sit on there, or you can turn them upside down, it's entirely up to you, but they will sit in there. So keep your circles if you want, I don't. And then I can just grab my pens and rubber and get rid of those dot lines, or simply turn it over and score it that way. And what we're going to do with this little piece, no gluing involved and nothing with this one, so just snip off those little corners. Perfect. Checking my battery's okay. And then these are just going to rest inside. You don't even have to glue these. You don't have to do anything to this little container now, just to make sure you burnish it. And then this will sit inside the bottom of your box. Just like that, and it'll just sit there because the sides of the box itself is exactly the same size, so it'll sit nice and snug. And then you can just rest your little egg inside. How cute's that? So we've got that, we've got that. Now for our smallest piece. Right, Gaynor needs to do. So it's just a 6.5. Yes, by 5. So we're going to score this on the short side at 1 inch and 4 inch. We're going to turn it to the side and we're going to score this at 1/2 inch and 2 3/4 of an inch. So that's what we've got on there. Let me just fold those so you can see those, and then this piece. So that's what you want for that one, and that's that piece. So we're going to follow that pattern in a minute and remove those bits. And now for this one. Right, this is where Gaynor had a bit of a boo-boo. So my 6.5, sorry, 6.5. I'm going to score it 1/2 inch and 2 3/4. Oops. Oh gosh, that's jumping its line, isn't it? That's it. And then on the long side, we're going to put this in and we're going to score this at 3/4 of an inch, 3 inches and 6 inches. And that's it. So taking this small piece first, I'm just going to cut up the side here. You need to keep these straight and then just miter this little side bit. So miter, that's coming off anyway, so we can miter that at the same time. And the same with this one. And then cut straight up that one and miter up that one. So there's that piece we need. Or we need to take this bottom piece off as well. So just remove the score line. So that piece now is exactly the same as our template. So there's one. And this one seems to be a little bit more complicated. So which one is it for me? Where's the 3/4? That's the 3/4. That's perfect. So I'm just going to cut up there. Right, so it's a little bit complicated at first. So that's my 3/4 line, which is this piece here. So I'm going to miter that, and I'm going to remove that. And then what I'm going to do, that's that piece. Oh, Gaynor's getting a bit, is it that way? Just bear with me, girls. I had a bit of a, that's the score line. That's going to be kept down. That's there. It's that one, sorry. So we don't need this square. And we don't need that square. Yeah, we do a little bit. Oh, so take this off. Oh, Gaynor, get what you're doing. That's the piece we want. So we want to mitre those, remove those, and remove that one. Just bear with me, I will get it. Don't you go cutting into anything yet. And this one, sorry, you need to cut up that one. There. And then we're going to take this down to about 1 inch. And then mitre. Not a very straight line. And mitre. That's where our box is. So that is, we're going to round those corners off. You can just mitre into them if you want, but I'm going to round them off this time. So this is your lid. This is that part that's going. I'm going to just flip that over and remove that score line. That's better. That's the side view, that's that. Now we need to cut up this one as well. Take that down to about 1 inch. And mitre. So that's that bit. It's actually that bit in it, like that. And then we just need to take that down to about 1 inch. No we don't, no we don't. Keeping that one full length. Ignore that score line because on my box here, I just gone over. Now this one, when we fold this underneath, it will fold right the way across the bottom of there. So we'll have the full length there. So that was the template on my paper. But this is going to be now the piece that we need. So we've lost a little bit of paper, but not a lot. You'll get my drift now when I show you. So let's fold and burnish our score lines. Yeah, do as I do, don't follow that little, you can follow the template, but that's the shorter bottom bit. I've done it this one now with a longer bottom bit, so you'll get my drift in a minute. So this is the flap that's going to tuck inside our lovely little box, and this is the base, and then this piece is going to get attached. I'm going to have to fold this the other way because this section needs to be on the same size as this. So let's fold this in the reverse. So this piece is going to get attached to there. And then when we pull that over, that will then crease over there like that. So let's get some glue out. It's an easy box to make, it's just confusing when you've made it for the first time, or should I say the second time, and on paper. Because after I put my little paper one together, I realised I could have left the length of the paper to 8 1/4 to get that 2 1/4 gap at the bottom. So line up your score lines without going over. Make sure you can still stand that up and attach. And then this folds over and this will fold over and they will get attached on there. Perfect. So add your adhesive of choice up to the score line without going over. Fold that across, fold that across, making sure your score lines match up, and give that a good burnish. So now you see, on my other box I did it to 7 1/2, on that one, and then realised if I just kept it to the 8 1/4 I could have come all the way and sealed the bottom in. But I know it's to the front, but you can also tuck it that way if you want to. It's entirely up to you. So the crease is at the hidden out the way, so I'm going to do it like that actually. I'm just going to add glue on here, I'm going to place this down and make sure it's nice. Let me just fold this in, tuck it away a sec whilst I keep my box square. So now I've glued those sides, I'm just going to place that on the top, and then I'm just going to glue this flap here. Excuse me. So that's the front of our box. Looks nice and neat now, and it hasn't got that big flap coming up because it's hidden underneath. Now we can take this out and just give those a little burnish inside, because they will seal the back end of the box up. Now this little piece literally just tucks in and it's a nice snug little fit, and then you can pop your 2 little legs inside. I'm going to have to steal one from here. You could, if you wanted to, cut a little window out so people knew what it was before you put it together. I never thought about that till just. You could even make another little one of those things and sit that on the top like so. And that will stop them from wiggling around all over the place. It's entirely up to you. And then close, and now we rounded them corners. I mited these ones and I wished I'd rounded them because it looks a hell of a lot neater. And it fits our Kinder Eggs, and it will fit the US Kinder Eggs as well. So leave that out. I just took, after I did my DSP, I took a little 1-inch circle and just give myself a little tiny thumbnail. So this designer series paper, like I'm saying, it comes, you can choose to leave it whichever way round you want. I think that is so adorable, but I'm going to use the little stripes. I think it's so cute. So you've got 2 of these, 3 5/8 by 2 7/8. So I've got one for the front and for the back, and a nice tiny little border all round. And then I've got one for the lid. You can choose to put another one on the bottom if you want to, and maybe hide that join. It's entirely up to you, but it's just a little box. And I thought I'm using the Mango Melody instead of the Daffodil Delight because I haven't used that much. So before we start gluing the rest, I mean, I'm not going to leave that in there because they'll sit in there quite happily on their own anyway. There it is. I've lost my pokey tool. That's going to go back in this little box. And what I'll do is I get another Kinder Egg, and then when the kids come down, I'll give them a little gift box. Frankie can have the blue one and Lola can have the yellow one. So my little circle punch, and they love Kinder Eggs, don't matter how old they are. I'm just eyeballing the centre. And I've gone down literally about 1/4 inch, and that's all I've taken off. As you can see there now, you've got a lovely little thumbnail. Everything's in place. And it fits in there beautiful. So let's carry on. These are for the sides, and now I've got one for the back. I just love the stripes. Oh, I should have, look at that, I should have added that on the inside, not on the outside. But it's going to get covered over now anyway, so. Yeah, I should have added it on the inside, not the outside, that first one. You know, when I joined it and put it on the top, I should have put it inside. And then our lovely little sides are going on. Perfect. Whoops, there it goes, jumping out on me. Whose children don't love Kinder eggs? Love them. Whoops. Quick, get up. Oh my goodness. Come on, Gayle, you got it wonky. We don't want it wonky now. That's got it. And then just slot them back in. I think they're so adorable. Absolutely cute as buttons. So I've just got another little circle. Oops, I'm clashing everything about here. With one of those lovely little birds on. And like I'm saying, I'm sure I've got a little Easter stamp saying Happy Easter there, which I could cut in half and do the happy, or just stamp the happy first and then the Easter there. And I've left enough space on this one as well. And with the Starburst punch, I used vellum at the back. And this just is wide enough. Perfect, look at that. Leaves me some extras. That's our Starburst punch. That cute. Oh my goodness. And look at his little hat chopped off. That's just from a piece of scrap as well. So I'm going to pop that on dimensionals. This is just the cutest. Let me see first before I go pulling stuff off. If I can just find that stamp set. Oh, I think it's on this side. What's it called? One with little chicks on. We've got Fable Friends we could use, or is it Welcome Easter? Yeah. I've not used this one yet. Oh, it's quite a big Happy Easter. Let's see. How do I get the happy? Oh, that's too big. Way too big. So let me have a look at the Fable Friends. Ooh. Easter greetings, happy spring. Oh, give me a sec. Inspiring Iris, is that? a Happy Easter on. No. Oh, I can't think, ladies. What was the other one with Easter on? Easter. Anybody birthday? Give me 2 seconds. Am I looking? Joe, I can't think of it for the life of me. I've got one somewhere with a tiny... Let's see if it's on Well Said, is it? Oh, what does she back? No good. Birthday, sympathy, mother, heartfelt, anniversary, Father's Day. No. Happy. No Easter. No. Oh, well. Let's just have a look, see if that Easter greetings is small enough. Easter happy. Easter happy. I'm trying to think, what can I put on there? Happy spring. That's darling baby. To stamp the happy and then the spring, but the spring's too big. Oh, leave it with me, peeps. I will find something to stamp on there. And I'm just going to pop this on now. So what I did on that box, if you can see, I added one of those little so, but this peak of his hat is a bit too low, but I'm still going to add one. So I'm going to put this down the bottom corner this time, because that one was a bit too close to the top. And these are those little pom-poms. How adorable are these? It says you get 100. You must get 20 of 1, 2, 3, 4. You must get 25 of each. So I'm gonna add 2 there and 1 up there to continue the hat. So, oops, come here, mister. So I'm just gonna hold that in place there for a sec. I'm going to add one on that side as well, and then I'm going to put a red one on the top, just to continue his little hat. Isn't that cute? Let me lift that up here. How cute is that? 3 little baubles on top of his head, whereas that one I just did it on the top as a red one. There was a bit more peak on his hat after that one. But there we go, there's that lovely cute little gift box. Right there, I'm going to add some gems as well, because this one's for a little girl. You could add a little Easter charm or something. My pen is stinking. I'll have to wash that. Put more glue on it and then it'll wipe off. There we go. Little gems. I've got some little gold ones here. corners are falling out on me. Right, so I'm just gonna pop 1, 2, 3 little gems, and all following those little lines. How sweet is that? Love it. So there we go, Carla. I hope this suffices for you, my darling. It's 3 inches tall by 2 1/4 wide by 3 3/4 wide. So let me write that down for you. It's 3 inches that way by 2 1/4 that way, and 3 3/4 that way. That's a good sized little box for 1 sheet of cardstock and, you know, 1 line of paper down the side. Perfect. That is so cute, and I love the vellum behind. I think that's wicked. Like I say, if you wanted to hide that piece, you could just put another layer of designer series paper. So there they are, my lovely, lovely, lovely little Kinder Egg boxes. How sweet is that? Love it. That's going to be the photo for our little session. Oh, I love it. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. That'd be amazing. And if you've enjoyed what you watched, please don't forget to press the subscribe button and the little bell. That way you'll be notified of all future videos. I do post on a regular basis, like every day. So if you want to come and see what I make tomorrow, don't forget the bell. Love you all. Till next time. Bye.